Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are finally talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, it's finally here. Actually, it's been here for a while now, because it took me a long time to record this, and it's going to take me even longer to edit and get it out. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that, okay? And also, yes, in case you're wondering, this is not Deadpool. Apparently, I only have Deadpool unlocked on my PS3, not the PS4. Well, I mean, PS4 version, this is PS5, whatever. So yeah, I thought I had Deadpool, and I was thinking about the wrong system, the older system. But so we got Spider-Man because he's also wearing red, so bad guys can't see him bleed, and also because he's my favorite character of all time. But yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Deadpool Wolverine. Well, first we're gonna do his story. So let's jump into it. Sorry, I had to. So, in case you don't care, so you're probably just gonna skip ahead to the review, and you can because I'm gonna have time codes for it. But in case you do care, I saw my first ever Dolby and IMAX movie. This movie got to my first ever Dolby and IMAX experience, and there's a kind of a crazy story that goes along with it because so I was actually on vacation when the movie dropped, so I wasn't in my hometown, and because of where I am, there are no Dolby theaters near me, there are no IMAX theaters near me. Literally, I have a standard, and that's pretty much it. Or I can drive an hour to watch XD, which I still haven't done yet, but I might end up doing eventually, maybe for this movie, I don't know yet. But so I've never done Dolby or IMAX. Where we were staying, there was an AMC theater that did both Dolby and IMAX. So before we even left, we ordered tickets for the Dolby showing. A special fan screening. It was the first it was the first showing of the thing they had at all, and we got a free keychain with it. But apparently on Thursday, the day we were going to go see it, because I don't care if I'm on vacation, it's a Marvel movie, especially Deadpool and Wolverine. I got to see it opening night, or technically opening afternoon, whatever. But before we left, we found out that they refunded us.
Hi there. Our
tickets no longer existed. They actually refunded us on Tuesday, but there was no notification of it, so we didn't know until Thursday, the day of. So we went to the theater early to be like, what the heck is going on here? And apparently the air conditioning was not working in any of their Dolby or their IMAX, so all of their show times for Dolby and IMAX that day were completely gone, and everybody had been refunded. And yeah, because in case you don't know, the air conditioner does have to work in Dolby and IMAX theaters, because that's some powerful equipment that gets hot quickly and it cannot overheat.
Hey, I'm walking here.
So that was very disappointing. And a lot of people were very angry about it. We were one of the first ones there for that. And they were gonna give us tickets to a standard showing of Deadpool and Wolverine at 3:30, which was 30 minutes after our regular showing. It's also 30 minutes after technically the first showing, but we could have gotten crappy seats and we would have been together. So we stuck with that, and we just stayed at the theater for a little while. And then after staying out a while, buying some merchandise, in case you're wondering, yes, I did buy the popcorn bucket and a couple other things too. Spent too much money that day. We're not going to talk about that. But and then all of a sudden, I heard noise coming from the Dolby theater. And then people walked into the Dolby theater. We asked the employee there who was helping us through our situation, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's playing. You just go in there and find a seat," which ended up working out because when we order our seats online, you have to pick your seat, and our seats were kind of crappy because all the other ones were sold out. So we actually got good seats. The only downfall, in my personal opinion, not everybody's gonna have this feeling, but that means there was only like 5 other people in there because everybody else was either at a standard showing or left the theater. And I know there are some people like, yeah, less people in the theater, but me, I love that theater experience with a crowd. I love having a crowd to laugh with, to cheer with, to cry with, to clap with. Did I already say that? I don't remember. Get that. But still, first Dolby experience. And then that night, I actually decided to go see it in IMAX, so I got my first IMAX experience once again. Very few people in the theater, so I didn't get that experience once again. At the time of this recording, I have not gotten that experience. I want to see if I can try to get it before it's too late, but I don't know if that will ever happen. But yeah, that was my crazy Dolby IMAX experience, and in case you were wondering which one I prefer, I don't know. I liked both. Part of me kind of leans more towards IMAX just because I love me that screen. But the seats are absolutely terrible in IMAX. The seats are way, way better in Dolby. But I don't know. I like both. I'm not going to give you an answer. You're welcome. But yeah. But here's the thing. I know you don't care about that. You didn't click on this video to hear about Dolby and IMAX. You clicked on this video to hear about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hey,
So I'll finally tell you about that. Or you skip to this moment, in which case, how dare you? But no. Alright, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie is so much fun. I really enjoy this movie. Even I didn't have that crowd experience. I'm very jealous of those of you who did have it, because oh my gosh, some of the stuff that happened in this movie. Wow, wish there was a bigger audience for that. But yeah, this movie is so much fun. Whether you're talking about the hilarious comedy where most of it works, there are a few jokes that don't quite hit for me personally, but I still found the movie really funny. The action scenes to me were amazing, great choreographed. I really enjoyed all the action scenes, especially the first one. Especially the first one, and then two other scenes that I won't dive into in this video. But yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds we already know they're great actors, but they just bounce off of each other so well, especially with playing two completely different characters. Speaking of, the characters here are great. Deadpool is as fun as ever, and Wolverine has actually a really good story with heart to it. That's something I like about the movie. As much fun as it is, as much as it's much of a comedy, there's still heart to it, which I really like. Don't get me wrong, I love having fun. As long as I'm entertained by a movie, I normally like it. But whenever you can have that heart in the movie, it makes it so much better. It doesn't even have to be like, it didn't make me cry or anything. It didn't bring tears out, but it was enough to make you feel something. And that's always nice. But yeah, and and speaking of, in case you were wondering, the Deadpool movies and Logan, in case you haven't seen them, are very, very R-rated. People were kind of nervous about this one because it's going to be owned by Disney. Are they actually going to let it be R-rated? Well, yeah, this one's also very R-rated. Now, I personally didn't think it was as bad as the first two Deadpools. I think the first two Deadpools are more violent, are more inappropriate. But I did hear some people actually disagree with me. I've heard a couple people say that they think this is the worst of the three. What is going on with those people? Is anybody else seeing this?
Yeah.
Okay. I have heard other people say this is the most intense of the three. I disagree. I think the first two are way worse when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think this is the tamest. But, you know, apparently everybody has different opinions on that, it seems like. So you'll have to watch the movie and find out. I mean, I feel like you've seen the movie by now. If you haven't, why haven't you? What's wrong with you?
That guy doesn't look too good.
If you haven't, or maybe you're under 18 and your parents said no, that could be an option as well, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, we're so much fun. It's still very R-rated. It's still very violent. Still a lot of bad language. Still a lot of inappropriate jokes. And still a lot of R-rated fun. There's even some moments in this movie that actually, because there's some really epic scenes in here that outright gave me goosebumps. And I think part of the reason for that is because this movie really is made for fans. Because what's cool about this movie is that if you're just a general moviegoer, a general fan who knows a little bit, you're still gonna have fun with the movie. You're still gonna laugh. You're still gonna enjoy the action and the banter. But if you're a fan of the MCU, you're gonna get even more. If you're a fan of the Fox Marvel movies, you're gonna get even more. If you know the behind-the-scenes stuff for some of the Fox X movies and MCU, you're gonna get even more. And if you're a comic book fan, you're gonna get even more. So that's the thing about this movie. It's just layer after layer about how much. The more you know, the more you'll get. But you don't have to know everything to enjoy the movie. So that's something that's very cool. So as someone who is a fan of the MCU, who is a fan of the Fox Marvel movies, who is a fan of the comic books, and who knows what was going on behind the scenes for a lot of these movies, I just loved it. I loved all of that. So yeah, now I don't think the movie's perfect. I think the movie does have flaws. Like, for example, the story isn't the strongest. It is very simple. That's not necessarily a flaw. I mean, the first Deadpool story was also very simple. Simple stories are not always a bad thing. They're sometimes great. But it is a very simple story, and it's one of those things where if you think about certain parts of the film too long, you might start questioning some things that you shouldn't be questioning because there's no answer to it. and it comes up with some holes that you can't really talk about too much. Some problems with that there. And also, I think the villains could have been way better. I personally think that Cassandra Nova, the main villain in this movie, had a lot of potential to be something really cool, really scary, really menacing. And she does, and I feel like she doesn't do much. I can't really go too much into why I don't think the villain is very good until I talk about spoilers.
Check out the plant.
But I thought that the villain to me was okay. The actress who portrayed Cassandra Nova did a great job, I think. It's just that the character I feel like didn't get to do a whole lot. But yeah. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, there is something that plays during the middle of the credits that you should definitely stay around for. I wouldn't necessarily call it mid-credit scene, but you should definitely watch it. And there is an end-credit scene. It's technically a joke, not setting up anything big, but it was still really funny in my personal opinion, so you should check that out. Also, yes, there are a lot of cameos in this movie. I personally thought they were done pretty well. I think they were definitely better than Multiverse of Madness. Not quite as good as No Way Home, in my personal opinion.
Not cool.
But it was still done pretty well, and I enjoyed seeing these cameos on screen. Who are those cameos? You have to watch the movie. Nice try. You ain't getting that out of me without watching the movie, you cheater. But here's the question: if you haven't already, I feel like I don't have to answer this question because I feel like you should have seen this movie in theaters by now. But in case you haven't, and I do this every review, should you see this movie in the theaters? If you're a Marvel fan and of anything, if you're a fan of anything Marvel, MCU, Fox, comics, Deadpool, Wolverine, watch this movie in the theaters. I mean, you probably already did, because I'm very late to this. But yes, this is a yes, go see it in the theaters. If you're over 18 and or your parent or guardian says you can, because it is R-rated, and it is very much R-rated. But, but you know, taking that into account that it is very R-rated, yes, go see this in theaters. But yeah, thanks so much for taking time to watch this video. If you like this video, please do like. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I post or go live. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.